YouTube, welcome back to my channel. It is Monday morning, which means it is the beginning of a brand new reading vlog. This week, these are the books that I'm trying to finish up for nonfiction November, as well as I'm trying to make some progress on The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexander Dumas. I've been reading this one with Didi from Brown Girl Reading for the hashtag Count the read along. And I don't think I'm going to be finished this week, but I'd like to make significant progress. So these are the 4 books that I'm hoping to read more of this week, maybe finish them, and maybe even read some other things. I'd like to start going with the book readathon as well. So let's see how this week's reading goes. Stay tuned. I'm trying to see how this coat is gonna fit the baby, but it's too big. It's 3 to 6 months, but it's huge. And she's trying to wriggle out of it already. Trying to groom her while she's sleeping. She moves so much though. Okay, we got one hand down. Can we file the other fingers? Such tiny fingers. And the nails are so soft, but they're so sharp. So I'm reading Normal People online and eating Skittles and contemplating the future. Big A, little a. What begins with A? Auntie Annie's alligator. A. Big B, little b. What begins with B? Barber, baby, bubbles, and a bumblebee. B for baby brown. Barber, baby, bubbles, and a bumblebee. All begin with B. Big E, little e. What begins with E? Ear, egg, elephant. E. Big F, little f. What begins with F? 4 fluffy feathers on a fiff. It's Tuesday afternoon. I'm eating Skittles. Red bag Skittles. I prefer the purple bag. My second favorite is the blue bag, the tropical. But I'll eat the red bag rather than not eat Skittles at all. So, yeah. In any case, it's Tuesday afternoon. And I know I'm notorious for reading books that are nowhere on my TBR. But I just started reading Normal People by Sally Rooney. I started reading it this morning because I got an ebook version, came in from my online holds on the library. And I started reading it. And it's quite engaging. I have it on my phone, my Kindle app on my phone. So I'm reading it when I can't hold my physical book like right now. And it's interesting. I was planning to do a buddy read. Well, I'd asked Sean the Book Maniac, to do a buddy read with me. I think he said he's reading it with Doris. And I invited myself onto their buddy read. But then my hold came in, so I started reading it now. And I'm not sure when they're going to read it. But I don't think it's a Sean book. I don't know if I should tell him. I think he's going to deal with this book on the first page. He just bought a copy too. What you crying for? Tell me. If you tell me what you're crying for, I fix it. Did you know I'm your mommy? That's what my job is. You tell me the problem and I fix it. Okay. Alright, I'll do it. When you want it done? Right now? Or you want me to hold you first? When you fall asleep? Okay. I do it when you fall asleep. Sounds like a plan? High 5. Low 5? No 5? Okay. This package came in and I'm just looking at the return address. I thought it was a book, which means I was saving it to open it on camera. But it's not a book. I think this is a DVD that I ordered from when we went camping in August. Yeah, so this is a commemoration DVD from the camping trip that we had. Master Collection, complete 7-disc DVD set. This is for the Chosen Pathfinder campaign. A lot of orange and yellow foods this evening because I'm also making some butternut squash that I'm going to mash, and also cooking some basmati rice. I also just crushed up some walnuts and heated up some frozen blueberries to add to this muffin mix because I'm making muffins for dessert. The nuts are in and the blueberries are in. And now we mix. And no, I don't mind that the mix is purple. In fact, this is more like periwinkle color, and I like periwinkle, so that's fine. Now I'm gonna bake this for, I don't know how long, I have to check the package. So the muffins came out okay, and I'm a little tempted to have dessert before dinner now. It is a lot of orange on the plate, but it's all beta carotene, which I need, and it's all good stuff. There's rice, there's plantain, there's orange bell pepper with salmon, squash, and kale. It's Wednesday afternoon, and I'm about halfway into Normal People by Sally Rooney. This is not a book that was anywhere on my TBR, but I had a hold at the New York Public Library, and the ebook format came in, so I decided to start reading it. And because it is in ebook format, I can read it at times when I wouldn't normally be able to hold a physical book, like right now, I suppose. So I'm about halfway in, and I'm not sure whether or not I'm liking the writing style yet. This book seems to be very polarizing, or I guess the author herself, her writing seems to be polarizing. People either love her books or not, and I'm still not sure where I fall in that camp. But like I said, I'm halfway into the book, and it's about normal people, normal couple, I suppose, even though I'm not sure whether either of these two main characters are supposed to be likable. I'm not sure how I feel about them yet. We're following a young girl and a guy, and we meet them when they're in high school, and they're falling into a relationship even though they don't acknowledge each other in public. And there is a little bit of a social class distinction because the girl seems to be of a more upper class, and for the fact that her family employs the boy's mother as a cleaner. So each chapter is a few weeks or a few months later, and so we're able to see the progress of their relationship, except the relationship is not really progressing. So a lot of the same issues plague them from chapter to chapter because of their refusal to really discuss what's going on. And I don't know, sometimes we cycle back through previous experiences, previous things that they should have worked out, previous things that they should have resolved, but they didn't. And so I'm not sure yet whether or not I really like this writing style, but it is intriguing. The fact that the book is set in Ireland, I'm waiting to see what else is going to come through this story, because I feel like this was a book that was nominated for the Booker Prize. I'm feeling like it's supposed to be allegorical, but I'm not really yet getting what the symbology or what the deeper meaning of this on again, off again, more or less sexual relationship between these two young people, what it's supposed to represent, because it can't just be about these two normal people, right? I love how she lets me hold her hand. Like, I know she's sleeping, but she comes out of her sleep sometimes to the point where she reaches out to me and like invites me to hold her hand, and so I do. I know there's gonna come a point in her life where this isn't cool, but for now, oh man, I love it. I'm sure I'm gonna love it then too. I'm gonna be the one who's like stalking her. Hold my hand, hold my hand. She'll be like 16. I'll be like, no, hold my hand to cross the street. Big P, little P. What begins with P? Painting some pajamas pink. P, P, P. Big Q, little Q. What begins with Q? The quick queen of Quincy and her quacking quacker ooh. One of the things that I really love about reading multiple books around the same time is finding connections that ripple through different kinds of writings, especially when I'm reading two books that are different genre. So I'm reading The Prince by Niccolo Machiavelli, and of course in this one Machiavelli talks about how a leader gains and retains power, and it's mentioned or alluded to in the swerve, because here Poggio is the papal secretary of the now deposed Pope. And he's talking about how authority and power is gained and retained or lost through different administrations, because he's looking at it from a historical perspective and how it affects the book industry. And then I'm also reading The Count of Monte Cristo, which is talking about the conflicts between Louis XVIII and Napoleon Bonaparte, and of course mentioning the 100 Days event where Napoleon was able to, Napoleon is called the usurper, how he was able to regain power, and then how the royalists were able to claim it again. So they all talk about Machiavelli's position on the princeship, how it's gained and how it's either retained or lost, depending on how the prince, how the leader treats his followers. And I'm finding this so fascinating. Sadly, however, none of this has anything to do with the Buzzword Readathon, just, you know, my reading life in general.
Well, I've been through there on the train. I gotta get back to Folkestone. If we go down there this summer, we have to stop at Folkestone. After.
If we go down there this summer, I don't know that we're driving.
Are we taking the train?
We'll discuss that maybe in 2020. Let's not bring that discussion into this year. Happy Thanksgiving! Every year, our hostess outdoes herself. She gets better each time, and I am never going anywhere else for Thanksgiving. This is our new tradition.
Oh, why are they so far away? Oh, they're sleeping? Or trying to sleep?
You're gonna have to move her. She needs to be where she can see.
Not sleeping anymore.
Paris?
Yeah.
How do you know?
That was Kennedy. Oh. I am. Yes, I am.
Okay.
We're on location at my sister-in-law's house. I'm waiting for the baby to wake up. The rest of the family is waiting for us to rise and shine for the afternoon so we can go for a post-Thanksgiving walk. So I don't know how long it's gonna be. I've woken her up. This is her, I guess, her snooze button. I finished Normal People by Sally Rooney, which was not a planned read. It wasn't on my TBR, but I'd had it out, well, I'd had it on reserve from the library, and my ebook hold came in, so I wanted to read it. I'm not really sure yet how I feel about the book. It wasn't great, but I'm not sure that it doesn't have this hidden layer of meaning that I just don't understand. We came to visit my sister-in-law, so they just moved and they're putting up their bookshelves. They have all these books that they had in storage, books that they got from free libraries, books from other times in their life, and they're just shelving, and they offered me a pass-through, so of course I had to go through the boxes and stacks. But I also love seeing their Hardy Boys collection on their shelf. This is an impressive collection, man. Wow. There are 4 copies of the Tower Treasure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, missing 9, missing 8, 9, missing 10, 11, 12, no 13, there's 14, 15, no 16 or 17, there's 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, no 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, no 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 38 again. 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, twice, 52, and 53. Yep, that's a Hardy Boy collection, alright. And of course, some Nancy Drew series. These are the old ones. I'd like to finish this book today. I've been reading a lot and not finishing a lot of things. I'd like to finish this one before the end of November. I'd like to finish this one. And while I'm reading, I'm also entertaining this little one who decided to take a nap on me. That's not strange. Yeah, you gotta have snacks for the road trip. Sure you don't want to use cookies? Caramel and coconut, just like the Girl Scout cookies, the Samoas. while, but I finished The Swerve by Stephen Greenblatt, and this was more of a micro history than I expected it to be. But I like the content. I like the research that Greenblatt put into this book. I learned a lot about the history of Europe. I learned a lot about the history of books. And I generally enjoyed this book. I'm not sure how I feel comparing this with The Rise and Fall of Adam and Eve, which is his other book that I read previously. But I like this one a lot, and I like that one a lot. So I'm recommending both of them if you're looking for a nonfiction book to pick up. But done with this one, and now I need to finish this. I finished reading The Hero with a Thousand Faces by Joseph Campbell, and maybe I shouldn't say that I finished reading it because I did skim the last 100 or so pages, but I think I got everything that I needed to get from this book for right now. It's not necessarily the kind of book that you need to read from beginning to end, just because there's so much information and comparison in this book. I think it's probably the kind of book where you can dip in and out of it and read sections, kind of the way I've been reading it since I've owned this copy over the last 10 years or so. So I'm finished reading it for now. I think I'll revisit this at some point. This is the kind of book that I'm interested in. It gives the kind of information that I'm interested in. Just not the kind of book that I want to spend 2 weeks just reading from start to finish. So I'm done with this for now. And I'm checking this off and saying that I've finished it for Nonfiction November, because I did go through all the pages, even if I didn't read every word on every page. But for now, done. I downloaded an electronic copy of Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. So I'm reading that in bed while I eat Skittles. Watch this little one sleep. It is Sunday morning. That means it is December 1st. Happy December. I was hoping to finish reading the Rebecca ebook last night, but I didn't, which means that I'm still reading it. I'm taking it into December with me, but I'm hoping to finish it today. I still have a ways to go, but I think I'll be able to read a lot today just because the weather precludes us really going outside and doing anything outdoors. So I'm trying to finish that. I'm going to finish the vlog when I end Rebecca, hopefully today, so I can start Vlogmas. Mr. Brown went out to get groceries and he brought me back sushi. That's how I know he loves me. He brought me back not just lunch, but the lunch that I've been craving for so long, because I couldn't have sushi when I was pregnant, so I haven't had sushi for months. And it's not just sushi, it is the spicy salmon avocado roll, because I like it spicy. Oh, God bless America.
There's plenty of sushi.
And Japan, obviously.
There's plenty of sushi to go around today.
That's nice, thank you. It's Sunday and I just finished Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier, which means that technically I didn't finish it in November, but I'm including it in my November recap just because, well, it's almost November and I started it in November for the Gone with Book Readathon. So I'm saying that I finished Rebecca in November, even though I technically didn't finish it until the first day of December, but it's okay. The plot of Rebecca surrounds a young woman who marries an older man, and he's a widower, and she imagines who his wife was, and everything she hears about his former wife, Rebecca, seems to make Rebecca this larger-than-life personality, and she just envisions all of that, and she sees how she pales in comparison. I absolutely love the writing. I love the writing style. I love the storyline. And of course, there are echoes of Jane Eyre in the story, but the things that I didn't like about Jane Eyre, I think du Maurier improved upon. So I'm saying that this was one of my best reads for the month. I absolutely love this book. It's such a pity that it took me such a long time to pick it up, because this book and this writer have been recommended to me for so long. So that's it for my November reading. I'm going to wrap up this reading vlog here, and I'm going to be doing Vlogmas. So more videos are going to be coming through December, more vlogs, more discussion videos, more reading, and hopefully in some future videos this little one will be awake for some of it, so you'll be able to see her as well. So thanks for watching this video. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more, and let's talk in the comments. I'd love to hear from you how your November reading was and which of your books was your favorite. Maybe your favorite nonfiction or your favorite fiction that you read in order to break up the monotony of reading true stories all the time. So let's talk in the comments, and until next time, happy reading. Bye.